I've been in and out of prison and correctional facilities my whole life. That was just, that was nothing to me. I always expect that's where I was going to end up in my life. My mind was a different place back then. I always felt this is where I belong, this is where I'm going to end up. So being in there, it was just like a high school reunion or something. You're not afraid to see, you've seen it all, you know? If you've seen anything, if you've seen your best friend perform on somebody, don't be surprised if you're in there and you see that. Well, listen, I first got into boxing. I was in a juvenile reformatory for some kind of fighting, some stabbing incident. I was just a wild kid back then, and I remember I'm watching kids, other residents come over from the other side, and they're coming over with cracked ribs, swollen eyes, broken nose, knocked out teeth, whatever, they come out. But I noticed one thing, I'm just a young kid, these guys are smiling, they're happy that they're beat up. So I said, whoa, what's going on over there? And so I asked him, I said, well, boxing Mr. Stewart. And I'm in detention, I'm locked up, I'm in the hole. I said, I want to do that. Once I got a chance to do it, I boxed with Mr. Stewart, and I just knew I could beat him because he wasn't he was just a white guy, and he wasn't no big guy, so I didn't understand fighting. I used to understand street fighting. I didn't understand fighting when you have some kind of organized fighting. Size don't mean anything. I didn't know that. This is not what I know. So I'm going there flailing away, and next thing you know, he hits me in the stomach. I'd never been hit in the stomach before. I just stopped breathing. I thought I was dying. So I threw up everything I had probably for the last 2 weeks. It's everything. If I was throwing up like that now, you would think I'm having a heart attack, because those are symptoms. You know, it's throwing up constantly, it's throwing up after getting hit in the stomach. And I asked him, I said, can you teach me that? And he said, why you want to? I said, I wanted to know if I do that, I hit somebody in the stomach, and if he goes on cut, I could rob and go in his pocket and rob him. Before I met Cus, my life consisted of robbing houses, burglaries, assaults, pickpockets, just whatever you do. It's real sewer trash back then. I was ashamed of who I was. I was ashamed of my parents. I was ashamed that we lived in the dilapidated hotel. I was just ashamed of my life. So I had to make it. I absorbed everything, and I just wanted to leave the world that I was a part of, and I wanted to go somewhere else. Everybody thinks this is a tough man's sport. This is not a tough man, this is a thinking man's sport. A tough man is gonna get hurt real bad in this sport. Before you know you're fighting the individual, you watch him fight. He may have a fight, or you watch his last fight. So you study his fights, and the whole 6 weeks preparation is just the total destruction and the surrender of him. And that's just basically, that's how I prepare. I fought 15 times in 1 year, 18 times in 1 year, because that's what the program was. And anybody should know that. If you want to be a good fighter, nobody's going to be a good fighter, a world champion, if you're fighting once a year. You have to fight constant as possible, 3 times a year, as much as you can. Stay in the gym as much as you can. This becomes a job. You can only do it for a short period of time, so you have to do it implicitly with everything you have. I think the reality of prison, you don't get anything unless you want it in there. Whatever happens to you in prison, this is what you ask for. Nothing happens to you if you don't give that vibe. If you don't want to get in your ass, don't give a vibe, but there's a possibility you might like, interacting with somebody's. If you don't want to get killed or stabbed, then don't go in there and think I'm running this show. If you don't want these things, they won't happen to you. Whatever you want will happen to you. If you want to get high and become associated with a certain group of people, that's going to happen. If you want to be conscious and only be involved with the book groups, that will happen to whatever you want. Whatever's outside, you can do in there. Everybody in there is capable of killing you. I can just remember one particular time, we hear somebody say, "Help!" We're just looking around because we don't know. We're looking at each other. Where's that coming from when it's up? And next thing you know, 2 guys run out of his room, and next thing you know, they went into the room and they choked the guy and they stabbed the guy. And it was all over some potato chips and some pop soda. The desperation rate in prison is just like at a fever pitch where they don't care, where life doesn't mean nothing but a bag of potato chips or Coke.
Everybody up! Cell block D, get up!
Remember now, that professional boxing shit ain't gonna help you here. No refs, no rounds. You fight until somebody quits.
I'm ready to fight right now.
He just had a fight, he ain't had time to rest.
I don't care, Ace.
I'm sorry the way things worked out for you.
He chews fighters up and he spits them out.
You don't know who you're with.
You take the fight to that and he won't know what hit him.
I got a feeling it's not going to be your night.
We're not winning any decisions tonight. McQueen, this.
We came to have a little talk. I lost my youth. I lost my career. I lost my dream. Now what?
PlayStation